Luvric Butler, and welcome to Luvric and Company. We're here in the beautiful home of State Representative and City Councilman Bo Mitchell here in Bellevue. Bo, we'll thank you for inviting us in and letting us come into your house and accepting my invitation to be on Luvric and Company.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We're so glad. Now, I have to ask again. I've asked you before we went on the air, but I want to ask you, how does it work that you're councilman, being a councilman and a state representative?
Well, you know, at the beginning I was wondering how it would work together, but it really works really well together because a lot of things in Nashville, the city and the state work together to do, especially take the streets for instance. Public Works of Metro will handle certain aspects of road maintenance or paving, and the state will handle a lot of the streets or parts of the same streets with maintenance. So, you know, now when if I call Public Works and they can't do it, I just immediately call TDOT, and TDOT takes care of it. It's kind of a one-stop shop for my constituents out here in this district. So they just have, if they happen to call me and it's a state issue and they call as a council issue, I can take care of that as well.
Oh, well that is good. I hadn't thought of it that way, but that does make it nice and neat.
Yes, and it's quicker.
Oh, because sometimes you can call one area and it takes a long time and they'll say, well, that's the state or that's Metro.
Well, exactly.
You have to wait on them.
Well, you know, somebody puts it off on someone else.
Exactly.
I've got to do it. I've got to take care of it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, and the good thing about it too, not only the 35th district gets to have the best of both worlds, so does the 22nd, because even though we have our council lady over there, Sherry Weiner, but you also a state representative over there too.
Well, exactly. Well, even in the council, you know, I'm sure Sherry gets a lot of calls from people in the 35th Councilmanic District thinking she's their council person. I get a lot of calls from the 22nd thinking I'm their council person. So, you know, you just, out here in Bellevue, we just help out. You know, I work really well with Sherry. Sherry does a great job. And we work together just trying to provide the best constituent service we can for this area.
That's good. Well, and that's what the people want.
Well, that's what they hired us to do.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And now we also have, Bellevue also is in a couple of, what is it, Carter Todd
and Emily Evans have a very small portion of, you know, it's around the Old Hickory Boulevard, Highway 70 area. So it's
back over there, that Kroger in that area.
Exactly, very small portion.
Well, but that's good that their district backs up and they still
exactly. Carter and Emily step up, and you know we have a good relationship, Sherry and I, with Carter and Emily, and we all work well together to do what's best for this area as well as all of Davidson County.
Wonderful. Well, that's good. That is absolutely, that's what we want out here.
Exactly.
And now tell us, what are some of the things that you've accomplished as a city councilman? Let's talk about the city councilman position first.
Well, one of the first things I was able to accomplish when first elected, this area did not have recycling. We live in the General Services District in the 35th Council.
I always get those mixed up. General Services and Urban Services.
Well, pretty much the difference between the two is if you're in the Urban Services District, you get street lights as well as garbage and recycling pickup.
Okay. And that's mostly the inner city or any area?
Well, originally it was the old city limits of Nashville before it merged into Metro government.
Okay.
That's been expanded quite a bit since then, but it just hasn't reached all parts.
Haven't really gotten out here to Bellevue.
Exactly, and you know, a lot of
that's the urban services.
Right,
okay.
And a lot of my district is in General Services District, so we were able to work with Public Works in coordination with Public Works, getting a contract for people to be able to get recycling pickup out here. They have to pay a fee for it, but they're able to get it. One of the differences, you know, you get the street lights and the garbage pickup in the Urban Services District, you also pay a higher rate of property taxes. So we've got a lower rate of property tax in the General Services District.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of offsets it. So you get fewer services, but you also pay lower taxes.
Oh, well now, because, you know, that is interesting because one of my relatives in the city said, well, is that what your property taxes were? Mine are higher. You know, so it's, well, right, they get, like you said, they get trash pickup. They don't have to pay, like I have to pay for trash pickup every week.
And you know, and you add up the $15 or whatever you pay a month and
for the other things, yeah. So it balances out.
It balances out pretty much.
Well, thank you for explaining that, because that gets confusing. Urban services, general services. What does that mean?
Right.
And so you have the trash, you have the
recycling
going
program out here, as well as, you know, something else we've been able to expand. Park system, and especially Warner Park system, by 440 acres during my tenure. I'm very happy about that. So just providing more parks and recreation for families in Nashville, Tennessee, as well as I was able to appropriate $1 million for expansion of the greenway system that's currently, you know, when this current section is expanded, you'll be able to walk from the soccer fields, the Harpeth Youth Soccer, all the way to Percy Warner Park.
Oh, that's nice.
Consistently, and then that will lead.
Oh my gosh, you mean it's going to go that far?
Yes. So,
wow.
So then the last section will be needed to connect from the soccer fields out here to Newsom Station and the Harpeth Greenway here in Riverwalk subdivision. So hopefully by the time I leave office, that will be accomplished. And I guess the last thing, you know, I'm really proud of, and we're waiting on the groundbreaking, is the 25,000 square foot regional library that's going to be built in Bellevue.
Oh, yes.
Worked many years to get that. You know, we had a few years where we had hooked it up with, you know, the redevelopment of the mall. The mall was going nowhere. It's private property. Right. With it being private property, you can't force anyone. We just incentivize the owners of that with over $12 million to do something and build a library along with it. They wouldn't do that. So a few years back, I spoke with Mayor Dean and got him to appropriate dollars to buy land to place the library somewhere else. So in 2007, in 2011, we were able to appropriate dollars to buy land, and in the last year's budget, we were able to appropriate the money to build the library.
Oh, wonderful.
So, yes, you know, with the hard work of myself and Council Lady Weiner, we're looking forward to our new library.
Yes, Sherry had reported that to us, and I am very excited about that. And she had even mentioned that it would be, yes, and the new library here in Bellevue that is proposed, well, it's not proposed, it's a confirmation. It's going to happen. And it's supposed to be, as I said, the largest, or is it the largest, not the largest, but the busiest?
Well, it will also be the largest other than the downtown library in Davidson County as well.
Oh, you kidding me? I didn't know that.
Oh, you're talking 25,000 square feet. So yeah, to give you
it's the second largest in Davidson County.
Right. To give you a perspective, it's a regional library.
Oh.
So to give you a perspective, it'll be along the same size of the West Precinct, Police Precinct. That's a similar size to what it would be.
Oh, you guys did a coup for us.
Oh yeah. Well, it took a long time.
Well, yeah.
And,
it did take a long time. But we won't even go into the long time.
Right, exactly. We're just glad it's finally coming.
We're just glad it's coming, and it's just going to be so great for the community,
right?
And for all of Nashville, because I know people will come from here from all other areas too.
Oh, exactly, and it'll be, you know, a center point of educating children, and you know, seniors having a place to go and find information. So it's great for everyone.
Yes, it is. Well, now also tell me, Bo, about your state representative district. Those, before we go into that, those are so many wonderful things you said you were proud of that you've accomplished in the 35th Councilmatic District. Those are some wonderful accomplishments.
Well, yeah, you know, and one thing you don't want it to say is accomplishment. I think it's an accomplishment of this entire area.
Yeah.
You know, we went through one of the worst downturns in the economy,
Oh, that's
as
true.
well as a 1,000-year flood in the last few years. And this community has come together and fought through all of those adversities. And I mean, we live in a great community in Bellevue.
Really do, because I remember the day that the flood occurred, and I was at the Publix store, and the lights and the power was out at Publix, and I saw your wife, Chastity, coming, driving a truck, hauling people from River Plantation to Publix so they come to higher ground to safety and
Well, exactly. We were evacuating people out into a clubhouse,
Mm-hmm.
and it got to the point where the clubhouse was getting in
Yeah.
jeopardy of going underwater as well. So I mean, we just had to go to the next place, and the folks at Publix were great. It was a lot of seniors that we were trying to move. I mean, my wife just got my truck and loaded folks
she
up
did. I saw
and
it.
went and took them to Publix, and Publix was nice enough to take boxes of canned goods, put them in the aisle, and so people would have a place to sit down. Everybody pitched in. Everybody
Yes,
did what they
they
could and did in a trying time.
Exactly. And so that is a testimony of how great the community is and the people
yeah, exactly.
are in the community. Well, now if we could talk about your state representative position. That's all of the great things and collaborations within the area, within the city council position.
Right.
Now, how long you been in the state legislature now?
I'm in my first term. I was elected in 2012, November of 2012.
Oh, okay. You're in the first year.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you just completed literally your first term.
Well, my first
session.
Session. Exactly.
First session. Term is 2 years. Session was at January to May.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, how did that go?
It went well.
As the first session.
Well, exactly. Well, I've worked years prior in the state senate.
Well, that's right.
For a state senator. I've been honored to work with Governor Bredesen for several years in his administration. So I kind of had a decent understanding of the process going in, and I think that was to my advantage to know how to, wherever one was located that I need to get things done for my constituents. And I think that's a good advantage. I've got a large district to be a urban district. It goes all the way from Goodlettsville and Jolton all the way to here in Bellevue. So I touch Robertson County, Sumner County, Cheatham County, Williamson County, all the counties surrounding us. It's more or less the western side of Davidson County. So
Wow.
it's a large area.
That is huge.
Yes.
Is that the average of what everybody has?
Not in Davidson County. I have the largest land mass in Davidson
Is
County
that right?
for a state house race.
Because what do they base them on? The population?
Yeah, exactly. It's a little more than 70,000 folks.
So everybody gets about that many people.
Exactly.
So it just took a while to get 70,000 people
Exactly.
out this way.
Well, and that's a good thing as well. We've got a lot of trees in this district.
Yes, we do.
We've got the Harpeth River, and we've got a lot of good things in
We
this
got
area.
a lot of land.
And
Yes.
a lot of parks.
Yes. Oh, yes. And some nice greenways coming.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's true. Between the parks and all, yes, that takes up a lot of land.
Well, you got Beeman Park in the northern part of the district, and that's a lot of land there as well.
Okay, well, so I see. So it took a while to get to 70,000.
Exactly.
But my gosh, how do you communicate with people like that?
Well, in this technology age, Facebook is a large portion of how we communicate. We try to update folks as much as we can on Facebook. In fact, today we sent out an email to 8,000 email addresses, just letting folks know, I know this will be aired at a later time, but this weekend is the sales tax holiday. So we wanted folks to know before school starts that they can go out and get their school supplies and clothes for the children with no sales tax. And, we're announcing open meetings where each month I'm going to 6 parts of the district and having open meetings for people to just come out with their concerns or issues, or, you know, if they just want to say hello. But we're going to try to, you know, have an open meeting in Joelton, Goodlettsville, Scottsboro, here in Bellevue, and down South Harpeth.
Oh, that's good. So you'll do that maybe every year or every other year or something?
No, we're going to try to do that every month.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we're going to try to go to all those locations every month and give folks a chance. And then,
that's
you know,
pretty aggressive.
well, you know,
Yeah.
you
Every month?
yes, you've got to
Wow.
stay in touch with folks. And, you know, coming up later this fall, we'll send out a survey, probably via email. It'll be available on Facebook as well as on the website for people to participate on the issues. I want to know, I work for them in the legislature. I want to know what they feel and what their issues are, and how should I approach the issues coming before the General Assembly.
That's good. And so at these kind of meetings that you'll find all that out.
Oh, exactly. You know,
That's
and
good.
you know,
and rightly so.
and
That's
you
good.
can have meetings and
That's wonderful.
2 people may show up or 200. You never know. But
That's
you know,
true.
we're going to make ourselves available to
That's
the
good.
people of this district and try to do the best we can representing them.
That's good. And what kind of staff you have?
Well, you know, a lot of times folks will call me as I'm doing my day job or wherever, and they'll call me on my cell phone, and they're like, "Was this Bo Mitchell's assistant?" And I'll say, "Well, yes, it is. It is, Bo." So, as a council person, you have no assistant.
No, council you do.
But as a legislator, I have an assistant. And gentleman works real hard in my office, and you know, my office number is 741-4317. So if anyone needs anything, they can call my legislative office, and my assistant Alex will help them. And if they need to get in touch with me, he'll patch them through to me. Or
Is there an email address also? Website?
well, yes, you can go on the state website.
Oh, okay.
and get that, or you know, a lot of people just will email me at my personal email address. It's just
But you got a city councilman and a state representative.
right.
Okay.
So you know, they can find me on the
Either one of those
Metro
is right.
website or the state website, either one, and I'll answer.
Oh, now that's great. Is it any kind of issue that's facing the legislature, or something that might be of interest? That's one of your pet peeves, or not pet peeves, but could be.
Well, no,
or something that's really you're a champion of more so.
Well, you know, this year we tackled a lot of education issues, and they're going to keep coming up. You know, we're addressing vouchers as well as charter schools, and that only touches a small portion of our kids. You know, if a voucher program or charter schools, that's less than 5%. I'm more concerned about the whole 95% or the 100% of our children in schools. As a parent of a first grader and third grader, I want to give the best education to all children, not a small percentage, and that just is not working. I think we need to quit concerning. We spend most of our time worrying about that 5%, and the 95% are left hanging out in the wind.
And I know the city council. Who is it? Oh no, she's not on the chair. I was thinking about the chair of the city council, not the city council. Yeah, the school board, but she's don't live out here in Bellevue.
No, the the school board member, in fact, lives in my neighborhood from this area. It's Amy Frog. You know,
For that represents this Bellevue community.
Bellevue area, you know, District 9 in the school board, and work well with her to, you know, bring issues to her that I hear as a councilman or a state representative, and she's doing a great job on the school board, representing the people out here.
Very good. So that's one thing about Bellevue. Back again, it seems like everybody works together, whether it's the city council, state legislature, school board, you know, and even the downtown people, the library, the public works, and everybody. It's a good feeling to have everybody working together.
Oh, that's the only way you're gonna move forward.
I want to talk more about this trail, because people have talked about a greenway forever to come out this way, and that's one is going to go from here to Percy Warner Park, you said, but where's the other one going?
Well, no, it's going from the soccer fields. Right now, on Old Harding, where the driving range is, that will be connected from there over to the baseball fields.
Oh, from the golf driving range all the way over to the soccer field?
No, from the driving range over to the baseball fields.
Oh, the baseball field.
Yes.
Okay.
And from the baseball fields, they're already connected to Warner Park. So the next extension is from the soccer fields to Old Harding, the driving range. And once that's completed, you'll be able to go from the soccer fields all the way to Warner Park. And then the next phase would be from the soccer fields out here to Newsom Station area. And then you're talking 15 miles or so of continuous trail.
So the trails are walking and riding trails?
Right, the Greenway, the Metro Greenway project. So.
That I didn't realize after a while with all these hookups it's going to go around the whole county.
Right, yeah, and that's a great to promote, healthy living. And, we have a severe problem of obesity, and especially childhood obesity in Tennessee.
Because I'm out walking more often, you're right, and
we have address those
places
issues.
to go walk and on a beautiful day is nice.
Exactly.
Before, I guess they just back now, I walked out in the park out off Otter Creek, what is the, Radnor Lake?
Yes.
That's so beautiful.
Oh, exactly. We have some wonderful parks in Nashville.
And until it was flooded, but I hadn't been back out since then. I think they repaired that.
Oh, yes.
And you have a map that we'll show later
Right.
of that Harper soccer field and that whole new walking trail.
Exactly.
So we're going to zoom in on that.
Good
so
diagram of that.
we can show that too. Now, Bo, you have your wife, you and your wife Chastity. You guys are one of these good power couples, what I used to call, if you will, or what they call, because she's so involved and has spent decades really proud. I don't want to age Chastity. She said, "Don't talk too many minutes." But in doing issues, I know she worked on tobacco and so many other issues and agencies within and what was it? Some other 501c3 agencies. I know she served on boards and so forth.
Right. Well, and she's working very hard on obesity issues. She's worked on the smoke-free issues here in Tennessee. Yeah, and I'm very proud of her accomplishments. She has done great things.
Yes, and you guys have two wonderful sons.
Yes, Parker, he's 8 and he's going into 3rd grade this year, and Brady's 6 and about to turn 6 and going into 1st grade at Gower Elementary School.
Oh wow! Now, both of them in public school?
Oh, of course.
Both of them. Gower, what school is it? In the Harpeth Valley?
What? No, Gower Elementary School is.
I know what Gower is.
Yes.
And so both of them in Gower.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
In the Hillwood cluster.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, it is.
So
Gower is.
So Harpeth Valley and Gower feed into the Hillwood cluster.
And so it goes then it goes to Bellevue High School, right?
Well, Bellevue Middle.
Bellevue Middle.
The children at Harpeth Valley go to Bellevue Middle.
And then both go into Hillwood.
Right.
I have, you had to think about all these clusters, and because when I was in school, they didn't have these clusters. You just went to school in the neighborhood. But well, that's very good. The family and out here in Bellevue. Now, is there something else that you want to that we were just going to talk about that's coming up in the city council?
Well, in the city council right now, after the budget, it's kind of a slow period in the city council. Issues now that are affecting us is just different zoning issues from different parts of the county. Zoning issues for the council is a good thing. That means development is happening, jobs are being created again. There's movement in the economy.
Has your district had a lot of, I know you have a lot of zoning requests and all for for this area.
But unfortunately, over the last couple of years, it's been really slow. So that is starting to pick up somewhat. But you know, when the economy's down, you know, there's no zoning issues. But Nashville as a whole is on the move. You know, we've been projected as one of the fastest moving cities and creating jobs in the country. With the Music City Center, we're more of a travel destination. We've given our tourist folks the tools to work with to get more and more visitors to come to Nashville. And when more and more visitors come to Nashville, they come and spend their money here, and that helps us keep the tax base and property tax low in our city. So we want those visitors to come here and spend their money.
We want all the conventions to come.
Well, exactly. You know, those folks who come in, visit our city, let's be nice to them because they pay for our roads, they pay for our schools.
I had to mention, I just come from a convention in Washington, D.C., my sorority, and it was 40,000 of us there from all over the world.
They need to come to Nashville.
40,000 from all over the world. It is said we dropped about 73 million on the economy there.
Exactly, and that's
so it's that kind of thing that we want.
Oh, exactly right.
That's exactly. Well, Bo, this has been very enlightening conversation of things that you're doing in the community, and you know, for us as two representatives, as your city council and as a state representative, and how those two, and explaining to me and to our audience of how those positions work well together. Because you know, because some people always say, well, they got two positions, but that's a plus. And for out here, that seems to be a really plus from what I've heard many other citizens say.
Well, and you know, and the reason I've kept both positions, if I just resigned as soon as I was elected, I would have cost the city additional dollars to have a special election to have a replacement. And you know, until there time and place for where there wouldn't be a special election, I didn't see the need in costing the taxpayers any money.
That makes sense. Well, thank you, Bo, for being on Luvric & Company. And thank you for watching. We're on every Saturday at 9:30, every Wednesday at 10 p.m., and every Thursday at 4 p.m. And thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time.